guys, and welcome to Macadel Online Training. How are you? How has your day been? Okay, so as usual, my name is Nita and I am your physical and online instructor. So today we're going to be making a shirt dress, okay? I just want to quickly make something. I don't know, I was already making something anyway, so I just said I'd share it with you. It's almost like it's a shirt. I'm wearing a shirt, but I'm not wearing a shirt with a band, all right? So this is going to be a shirt with a long sleeve, I think, with a band, shirt, collar, and all that, okay? So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. And for those that have, I'm so very thankful. When I look back where I'm coming from, I want to say thank you, because I mean it's all about you, and I hope you're also learning, from what I have been teaching. All right, it's really nice to have you here. Okay, so the tools of today's work, it's going to be our scissors as usual. I have my tailor's check. Okay, I have my tape. I have one on my neck already. Right, so you can get this as well. Okay, I have my straight rule. So you have your straight ruler. I have two different kinds of curves here. Okay, curve rule, but I love this more for shirt making, so I'm stuck with this when it has to do with my own kind of shirt making. All right, so for the shirts we'll be making today, however I go about it, it goes for both the male and the female. And I also have my calculator, and I also have my book, because I have my standard measurements here as well. Okay, so this shirt, I'm making it for a plus size. So for the plus sizes in the house, this is really for you. Okay, all right, so the shirt I'm making today is called a boyfriend shirt. So what's a boyfriend shirt? It's just a loose, like very loose shirt. You can just wear it with your jean short or any short. It's just a casual thing you slip on. I call them slip-on shirts, that you can just slip on and go to where you are going to. All right, so as you can see, I folded my fabric into two. I had to place it on a black background since I'm working with white, so that you can see it properly, right? So I folded this into two. One, and the second one. By now you should know where your button stand should be if you're making for a lady, and where your button stand should be if you're making for a guy, right? So you need to know all those details. All right, so like I said, it's a fast class. I'm trying to make it as fast as possible. All right, so let's start. So for the measurement I'm working with, I'm going to be working with a length of 40. The front is going to be 38, 36, 37, the back is going to be 40. That's like the kind of length I'm working with. Okay, and then the chest area is going to be about 54. Okay, already the person's normal chest is it's about 46. Okay, and I added that excess, so you can take the measurements and choose whatever you want to. Now before we start, I'm going to just add some allowances to it. Okay guys, so at this point you keep 1 inch, like I said. Okay, from this where my finger is pointing to is going to be where I'm starting my measurements from. Like I had told you earlier, I kept there's a fabric under, I folded it, and there's this on top. So from this point, come out 1 inch. From this, the shorter part that you folded, the shorter part, just come out 1 inch. Okay, so I did that, so I have an extra of 1 inch. Maybe I'll just cut it out so it doesn't get you confused. So like I said, I have 1 inch at this point, so from here to here is 1 inch. Now take your measurements from here inside for 3 inches, right? From this edge 4 inches, from this part 3 inches. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so I've done that. I've made a mark at that point. Okay, so from there I'm going to be marking my shoulder points backwards. All right, so I have to, whatever your shoulder is, please all your measurements start from this 4 inches mark we've come into. From here 3 inches, from the edge 4 inches. So please all your measurement, this is now your center front. That mark, that's your center front. Okay, so from my center front I'm marking what I'm going to use for my shoulder. In this case 10 inches. 20 divided by 2 is 10. Please use anything that works for you. Okay, so at that point you're going to come down. So I've come down. You can come down 1.5 2 inches. All right, then draw a line from this your center point all the way. Please don't forget to add your allowance to it. Okay. Added my ½ inch sewing allowance. So from that point, I'm going to mark what my armhole is. Now, please, whatever you're going to be using for that dress, take that thing you have, divide it by 6 plus 1.5. That's going to give you what you need to use for your armhole. So I've gotten mine. And that is what I am marking. Sorry, it's a white fabric, so you may not really see my chalk, because really I don't want to use blue chalk on it anymore. Okay, so I've marked. So once you get that point, so I have marked that, and on that point I'm going to now mark whatever my bust is divided, whatever my bust is. So now I'm going to mark whatever my bust is divided by 4. Okay, so whatever I have, I'm going to add plus 1 inch for my sewing allowance. All right, so please don't forget, like I said, all your measurements now starts from this your 4 inches. So I've marked what I have, and I'm adding 1 inch of sewing allowance to it. So once I've done that, I'm going to draw my armhole. So I've done that. I'll now measure what I have, divide it by 2, and I'll mark the center point. Okay. At that center point, I'll come inwards. That's what I have done. And then put in my curve. Try to place my curve to match from my shoulder to that portion to my armhole. Okay, and I'll draw So I've drawn that. So once that is done, that part is ready. So I'll now come to my, for a male, you can actually, you don't even need a waist area except you want to shape it. So if you want to shape it for the person, you can add on the waist area. But for a female, I'm using my underbust. You can use your waist or you can use your underbust. So I'm using, what I used here, I'll just take in like 1 inch. Like I said, it's a boyfriend, whatever. So shirt. So you can actually have the same measurement because it's meant to be big, right? But I want to take it in a bit at the waist area. So I used 54 for the bust. I'll be using, I use about 50 for the waist, okay? So I'll divide it as well by 4. So that's what I'll key in there. And please don't forget, like I said, always find the middle point that you're starting from, okay? So I have 12.5, so that's what I am keying in now, and I'm adding my 1 inch allowance. All right, so you now come to your hips. So at my hips, I'm going to be putting in the very same thing I used for my bust, not forgetting where I am to start from. So I use 13.5. I'll do the same thing and I'll add. So like I said, please take your measurements round and make sure that it is what you actually want to use. So you mark. Now whatever you have here is the same thing you're going to use at the down part. Okay? So I'm also marking the same 13.5 and I'll add 1 inch to it. Just want to see how I can push this up so that we can see the down parts that I'm working with. Alright, so having done that, you're now going to join all of these marks together. Okay? So that's what I'm joining. So here, you can actually use your hip curl. Sorry. Just want to place it that it really fits in properly. Okay. I have to keep flipping my curve to give me what I really want. Okay. So I think I've flipped it over. Sorry. I'll have to try and make you see that part. So I flipped the curve to make sure that I really make this place look nice. Okay. So that's what I have at that point. Alright. So having done that, now I have my line. I'm going to come up at this, but I need to give it that nice look. So you can come up to 4 inches depending on what you want. I'm doing just 2.5. Well, I can do up to 3. It all depends on, because if you really want that your trousers to show and stuff like that. So for me, 2.5 is okay. All right. So when you do that, you just try to do a free hand. You know, see what I'm doing. I'm just create something. I'm even going to go up a bit more because I think I prefer it up. Okay. So see, I'm giving it that nice curve. So that's the curve. So you give it that curve and we're good to go. Okay. So now I quickly want to finish up the neck and then we will just cut this off. Okay. So at the neck part, on this line, still from the middle part, I'm going to come in. Please, if depending on your neck circumference, that's what you know what to come in. I'm using 3 by 3. You can check what your neck circumference is and you're going to come down by that. Okay? So I'm just drawing a straight line across. Or you can start from low. It's better to start from low so that you don't have a wide neck. My neck circumference is actually wide, so I'll place this not too wide and draw out my neckline. And I'm done with the front. It's time to cut. but I'm going to have to pin it down before I cut it out. Okay, sorry. I'm just looking for my scissors, so I'm going to cut it out now. So when you're done, then you need to notch. Okay, so that's your 4 inches point. Okay, you're going to try to create a notch there at that point. So what I'm doing is notch. And that's it. So we'll go over to cutting the back. Okay, so this is the back. Now what I've done is where we did the notch mark, remember, okay, I folded the back into 2 as well. But the folded point is here. This is folded point. As it is folded, is on fold. Okay, there's no cut, it's on fold. Then the part we did the notch at the 4 inches, right, is where I'm placing exactly at the folded point. And the down part also, I placed it at the folded point. So make sure that it's at the folded point, okay? So once you've done that, then you're going to mark your neckline down 1.5. Okay? So that's what I've done. And you can I just always use my free hand and cut it, okay? So that's all I will do for now. So once you're done with that, just cut it out. Okay? So when you get here, follow the shoulder line. Just follow that shoulder line. When you get here, cut in to a point. Okay? And stop. Just cut into a point and stop there. So once I've stopped, I'm going to just take it down. So you can now move it down, and then you're going to finish up your cutting. When you move it, just make sure that you're still at the same center point. So however you're moving it down, make sure that you're having the same thing. Sorry, I'm just trying to pin that down. So just make sure that you have the same thing, alright? So once you have, like now I'm extending the down part of my own. It's not going to be the same 36. So I'm having the down part to be about 40. So sorry, I'm just trying to arrange that properly. So I'm not having any fold on the under. Okay, so as I'm arranging my down part, like I said, my down part is more, so I'm having it to 40, and I know that this is where I stopped is 36. Okay, so I'll mark the down part at 40. So I'll mark the down part at 40. So this is where my down part is going to be. So that's what I want. So once I figure out what I want, I'm going to connect it from this part to that part. Okay, so since that's what I want, I'll just take the same connection here and I'll join it up. Right, so it's like a high-low. So this shirt I'm making is more like it's more like a high-low. So that's it. I'm done, and I'll cut it out. So it's the same thing that I'm cutting on the side. So just continue with the armhole again and cut it up. So that's that. So you can see this is our front. Front is low. High. Front is high rather, sorry. The back is low. So I'm done with that. So the next thing I'm going to be cutting is the top. I call it facing. A lot of people call it a lot of things, alright, for this. So I'm just going to place this on another fabric and cut it out. So I've placed the yoke now to cut. So your yoke, you can use about 6 inches, alright? So it's not always too very long. It's the same thing. So just place it the same way the back is. Okay. So that's just it. So that's my yoke then. So I'm done cutting out the yoke. Alright, so the next thing we're going to cut finally is the sleeve, and that's all. Okay guys, so this is the sleeve, and I folded it into 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's giving me 2 sleeves. Alright, so my sleeve is designed. Part of it from this point, from here down, is going to be red. From here up is going to be white. Alright, so I'm taking off what I'm taking off here. So I'm taking off 5 inches here, and I've minused it from my full sleeve of 24. Okay, so what I have left is 19 plus 1 inch, half inch for joining at the top and half inch for joining at the down. It's going to give me 20. Okay, so that means from here I need 20 inches. Okay, because I don't really want to go right down there, so I'll try to draw a straight line and take my measurements from the top. So from here I have 20. From here I have 20. So I'll just quickly turn that into a straight line. Alright. So having done that now, I'm going to now try to look for my cap's height. So your cap's height is going to be whatever you had used, 54 divided by 12 this time around, plus 0.5. Alright, so I have 5 inches as my cap's height. So whatever you have, please mark it down. Okay. So I have 5 inches at that point. I don't want it too much, like I said, because I'm using blue chalk so that you can see. I'm trying to be a bit careful. Okay, so I've come down whatever that my cap's height is, and I'm going to try to form an S for your sleeve. Okay, it's going to be something like that. But before then, whatever you used as your armhole, remember you did your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. You're going to impute it here. It was 10.5, and I added an allowance of 1 inch. I'll still check. Okay, So once you have that, then draw your S for your sleeve. Okay, so try to draw that S. Okay, something like that. Hope you can see that. Oh my god, I hope so. Just, you know, so just try to get that done for the sleeve. So after doing that, now my sleeve is going to be big. Like, I'm going to have a bit of gathers here. I'm trying to even decide if I should make it small or make it big, but I think it's a boyfriend thing, so I'm not really going to make it fitted. It's actually going to be big. So at the round sleeve, you take however big you want your round sleeve to be. Like I said, I'm going to gather back mine. So I'll try to measure what I have. If I use 10 here, I'm going to take off. I'll rather use like 9 here and still add my 1 inch sewing allowance. So I'll be gathering all this back for the sleeve. Okay. So because I have that, I can now take my curve, place it this way. Okay. Normally, if you're doing a real curved sleeve, all what you're meant to do here is use 5.5. That's all. It's more than enough. That's what you're meant to use there. So like I said, what I'm having is more of gathers at that point, you know, because the other one is really going to be flat, like straight flat there. So that's why I'm using that much. Okay. So, all right. So that's it. So my sleeve is ready. So I'll just cut that out and then cut the band and show you. Okay. So I've cut the stay I want to use for the band of the sleeve. Okay. So this is it. So once I've been able to cut them, you can put the two together and trim it properly. Okay. And if not, just try to make sure that they are trimmed properly. That's just what I'm trying to say. So once you're able to do that, then I'm going to come back and show you. So I've put both of them together. All right. So I just cut out what I wanted. 5 inches, that's what I have left, by 10. So that's just it. So fold it together, and I just want to create a design to it. Okay, so you can create a curve. You can create any design you want to. You can make this into a curve, you can make it straight, you know, whatever you want at that point, you know, just to give it that nice look. Okay, so for me, I'll just slant this out. Alright, so that's just the kind of design I want there. So that's what my curve is going to be like. So like I said, if you want a curve, you do it curve. That's all. So I'm going to put that and bring that out of my fabric. All right, so this is for the collar. I'm doing a mandarin collar, so it's just a straight collar like this. I cut it, whatever your round neck circumference is, at +2 inches. All right, by 1.5. The 1.5 is not like it's a standard. Okay, so having done that, I'll just round the edge of it anyhow you want it to look. So I just want it to give it a curved look. Okay, so that's it. So I'm just giving it that nice curved look at that edge. So it's no more straight. See how it's going to stay. So however you want it to stay, please just create that look for it. Okay, so but make sure that the two of it is done together. All right, so that's just it. So after doing that, the collar is going to be white. Okay, so after doing that, the only other thing I'm going to do is take my band and place it in a way that I can iron it on this fabric. So that is just it. So that comes with the sewing, and this is my collar, and it's going to be white. Okay, so I'm done with the cutting, and it's been nice having you with me. And this has been a Macabel online training, and I am, as always, Nita, your physical and online instructor. For those that have subscribed to my channel, I want to say thank you. I really do appreciate it so much. And for those that haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe, okay, and click on that bell icon below, set your notification, so that whenever I upload videos like this, I may likely be uploading the sewing of this hot you know, boyfriend's shirt. But if you get to make yours, please let me see it. And if you don't have any questions, please just leave it for me in the comment section below, and I will definitely answer all your questions. So it's been nice having you in my class, and I'll be hoping to see you in my next class. All right, so see you in my next class.